Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and I am the blogger behind brighterdarling.com, and we're doing another foundation review and wear test of the Physicians Formula Healthy Skin Foundation. I have already been using this for a few weeks, so I have my thoughts already, but I always like to see how it wears on camera to show you all the results of a basic full day wearing it. So if you're new to my channel, thanks so much for watching. I have oily combination dehydrated skin. It's been a little bit more on the dehydrated side lately because it's winter, but I'm an oily girl. If you go back to my other foundation wear tests from a few months ago, you'll see how oily I really can get. But lately my skin has definitely been a little more dehydrated, and I'm in my early 30s. My preferences for foundation are that it is more medium buildable coverage, and I like a more natural semi-matte finish. Like, I don't like a totally matte, and I'm not too much into super dewy either. I like it to just look like natural skin, but like good coverage. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing how this formula wears on my skin type and my preferences, then just keep watching and we'll get into it. All right, so before we get into the application, let's talk a little bit about this formula. So I'm just going to go right to Physicians Formula's website here. And right now, this foundation retails for $14.95 on their website. I did get it when they were running a 30% off sale on physiciansformula.com, because I do believe this is just starting to hit stores in person, and I got it like literally when it first launched. So again, though, if this is in your local Harmon or Walgreens or wherever you shop for your drugstore products, always wait for a coupon when you can get drugstore stuff. It's definitely never worth it to get it full price if you can wait. And it comes in, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 shades. Not so great, but if you all follow, beauty, Physicians Formula has never released a foundation with 16 shades. They're usually like 2 or 3. And they did do a great thing about breaking them down by cool undertones, warm undertones, and neutral undertones in light, medium, dark, and deep skin depths. So I will say initially I was convinced I was going to be medium warm too, but after looking at some swatches and seeing some friends, beauty blogger friends of mine trying this foundation, I actually had to go to the darkest medium neutral shade. So I used MN4, and yeah, so I did find that was kind of crazy, because this is me pretty not self-tanned at all, and I don't really think I'm that dark, but yet I'm in the darkest medium neutral shade they make. So something to keep in mind. As far as claims, they claim that this is long-wearing, buildable, and a breathable foundation that provides lightweight, medium to full coverage with a healthy satin finish. So totally exactly what I'm looking for in a foundation. It says it's compatible with all skin types. It has a brightening complex and hyaluronic acid in there to hydrate and brighten and improve the appearance of skin tone, which I'm all about. If you watched my previous skin care video, I'm very big on hyaluronic acid and brightening my skin complexion. It has vitamins A, C, E, and SPF 20. So yeah, those are the claims. It does have a twist off cap. Hold on, let me go back to my camera here. Okay, it has a twist off cap with like this big giant doe foot applicator that's literally the exact same size as the Tarte Shape Tape. Sorry, my computer's going crazy. Anyway, and I will mention this in the application, but I don't know if I like this or hate this applicator. Like, it's kind of convenient to slap it all over your face, but I do wonder about what happens at the end of the bottle. Like, am I gonna have to like dump this out? Like, is this gonna be annoying? And or about the hygienic reasons. But I'll get into that when we do the application. So I don't want to waste too much time. So anyways, those are the claims, and we'll just get into the application and check in later on. So see you later. We're going to get right into this application of the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. As usual, I'm going to do half my face with a sponge, half my face with a brush, half the face with the primer, half the face without. So today I'm going to put the primer on this side using the Ren Perfect Canvas like I've been doing with my other videos, just because it seems to be the only primer that has ever worked for me. So I'm sticking with it. And it's really for you guys who don't know my channel, I do have a little more combination oily skin. It's dehydrated, and this primer is good for all skin types, but I find it just gives me a smooth and poreless finish. It's not necessarily oil controlling, but does seem to minimize pores. Okay, so as we let that set in, I'm gonna go in with the sponge side. And if you guys haven't seen, I'm just gonna shake this up. This foundation has a doe foot applicator, which I'm not sure how I feel about this. I need to move my mirror, sorry. It's convenient at first, but I worry that later on, when it starts running out, I'm gonna have like an issue getting the product out of the bottle. Also, I don't know how hygienic this is. I imagine it's no less hygienic than using like just dumping it out on your finger, but it does seem kind of strange. But I guess you're putting it on your clean skin, or you should be. And I just find going in about twice seems to cover about half of my face. So, all right. And I don't like using the sponge. I've already been trying this. I don't think the sponge gives me the coverage that I like, but you know, for purposes of the video, I'm gonna use the sponge. And it's just very, very light coverage with the sponge. Like probably one of the lightest coverages that I've ever tried of a foundation. Like I think I know for a fact, my It Cosmetics BB cream and my Misha Perfect Cover BB cream, not my It Cosmetics, my It Cosmetics CC cream and the Misha one have more coverage than this, and they're technically BB creams. So, as you can see, there was one application, super light coverage. Like this is light, like sheer light. So for the sake of the video, we'll see if we can build it up again on these areas where I tend to have my issues. All right. And it does build up very lightly though. Like the coverage of building, that's very good English, I know. The coverage doesn't build easily. It's very sheer. So I think this would be a great basic starter foundation for like a teenager, or just like even just anybody who isn't used to wearing foundation but wants their skin to look a little nicer. This is definitely for you. But if you like more coverage, I don't know if this is going to be your go-to. All right, so that's pretty much the sponge application side. Let's go in with my trusty brush. So again, I'll shake it up a little more. Go in on the other side with one stroke for now. And you can see I have a little friend over here, so I'll cover him. And yeah, I have liked this with the brush better, but I don't know about like this making my favorite foundations of all time. So it's not bad though. It's definitely not bad, as you guys will see throughout the day. So, all right. So I kind of just basically cover my entire face with that doe foot applicator, which you could probably apply it with that. But anyway, I'm going to blend it out with my Sigma F80. You guys, my favorite, one of my favorite, if not my original favorite foundation brush, my Real Techniques buffing brush that I've had since it first came out. I don't even know how long ago that has been at this point. It's got to be at least 6 years, I would think. The bristles finally just came out of the ferrule, which makes me very sad because I love that foundation brush. The Real Techniques Expert Buffing Brush, or Expert Face Brush, is a close second, but there's something about the bristles in the buffing brush that I liked a little more than the Expert Face Brush, and I'm sad because now I have to buy like the whole set, I think, to get the buffing brush, which is still cheap, or not cheap, but more affordable. But as you can tell, or maybe you can't, but the coverage with the brush is definitely more medium, like light medium. And definitely covers up my breakouts better. So, all right. Let me go in with a little more on this side, although it really doesn't even need it. I'm finding that even that friend I had back here is, I don't know if you guys can see, he's covered pretty well without even putting that second layer on, and he was like a doozy. So I'll put a little more on. And I'm having like some redness here, which that I'll cover with concealer, but whatever. All right. I don't want to dirty my earrings. I usually don't wear my earrings when I'm doing foundation applications, but I just forgot today. All right. So I'm finding actually building it up gets a little patchy with the brush. It could be the primer. It could be just that my skin is a little weird lately with the dry weather. But it definitely was a little patchy, but not bad. It doesn't look that obvious to the naked eye. All right, so again, this was the sponge side, my beauty blender. Pretty basic. And then this side is the brush. It looks like I need to blend better on camera. I am due to self-tan, but I'm just getting over it because it's so cold. All right, so there's the brush, a little more blended, I think. Definitely think the brush side looks better for now. So I'll check back with you guys in a little while and we'll see how it's looking. All right, well, the lighting is gonna look a little weird, I can tell you right now, because it is 12:51. Let me see if I can show you. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you. 12:52. All right. I'm trying to use this to record my sound as usual, but maybe that worked. So let me just run down what I use on my face. I tried to keep this mostly drugstore since the foundation is drugstore. So after I apply the foundation, I use the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer under my eyes, which I've been loving lately. I forgot how much I loved that. I did set down slightly with, this is not drugstore, but the Tarte Creamy Confidence Powder Foundation. Love that. Hoping to use that up soon. On my eyes, I'm using the infamous Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. And I don't have it right here, but I'm using the NYX Epic Ink Liner as my eyeliner. Oh, crap. Making a mess. On my face, I'm using some more Physicians Formula stuff. I have their Butter Highlighter in the new shade Iridescence, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a purpley, it's iridescent. I mean, that's the only way to put it. So it looks pretty cool, I think. What do you guys think? It's definitely different. Like, you can tell it's not like your normal highlight color, but I really like it. I didn't think I would like it, but it's pretty cool. Using, of course, Butter Bronzer, which I've been going pretty hard on this baby, and I think I'm going to need to get a new one soon. I don't know. I feel like you can layer and layer this and it never looks too much. So I feel like I'm constantly going in and I'm waiting to hit pan. It's got to happen soon. And then on my cheeks, I'm using the Wet n Wild blush in Mellow Wine. Love this blush. I haven't used it in a million years. For my lashes, I have Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme. This is one of my favorite volumizing mascaras. Every time I wear it, people compliment my lashes. You're probably not gonna be able to tell in this video because I'm not wearing false lashes, but yeah, if you haven't tried Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme, it's a volumizing mascara, but it's so rich and black. It just does really nice things for your lashes. And I'm not usually a high-end mascara person, but it's pretty cool. And last but not least, on my lips, I am using the NYX Slide On Glide On Lip Pencil, and I think this is, yeah, Nude Suede Shoes Super Nude Lip Pencil with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Stockholm. So lots of drugstore stuff. I think it came out pretty nice. So, okay. So as you guys know, it's 12:52. I will come back in a few hours and see how this is looking. But I just got some errands to do today. Might try to squeeze in a workout. And that's pretty much it. Maybe get my Best of Beauty 2017 done for my blog. But yeah, I will check back with you guys soon. Thanks so much. All right, everybody. This is the final and only check-in of the day because by the time I put on the foundation, it was like almost 1 o'clock this afternoon, and I did my errands and everything. So I just realized that when I looked at my face about 4 hours in, which is what I normally do with the check-ins, there was like no significant change. So I just figured I'd wait and see what the end of the day was like. So here we are. It is currently 10:02 p.m. So let's take a peek at what's happening. All right. Minus my eyeliner. This was my sponge side. And it looks pretty much the same on my cheek. This also had no primer. And my forehead's a little patchy. It's probably hard to tell that in the camera, but that's my initial observation. Now on this side, this was the brush with the primer. And it looks pretty good on the cheek here. Forehead, not as splotchy, but a little bit. I don't know what that's about. It doesn't seem to be breaking down on my skin, but if I'm looking closely at my nose area, there's major like breaking down here, and this side's oilier. So the side with the primer doesn't have as much oil breaking through, but it's starting, and the cracking is starting, but it's definitely worse on the sponge and no primer side. But otherwise, I mean, the biggest thing to me when I'm looking at the wear of a foundation over the day is, has my blush, bronzer, and highlight still stayed intact on my face, or has it kind of disintegrated and disappeared? And with this one, I think you guys can tell that my blush and bronzer and even the highlight seems to still be on pretty nicely. So my biggest problem is always my nose and the oiliness that starts breaking there. But even on this side, like this happened when I did the Charlotte Tilbury wear test. If I kind of just smooth this out with my finger on both sides, it's kind of not too bad. My biggest problem with this foundation, since I've been using it for a bit, is that I noticed it's just a little uneven in texture. Like the blendability doesn't have that even finish the way other foundations that I've done this have. And it looks like my battery's gonna die, so I'm getting nervous. But anyway, overall, it looks fine. I think this is a great foundation for a beginner foundation, somebody who doesn't like to wear foundation all the time, but just wants a little something for a special event, or they like to have the SPF in their foundation. But it's definitely not my favorite because of the way it blends, and then yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it that I just don't like it as much as others. And that's kind of where I'm thinking. I think it's a good beginner foundation. Overall, I have a favorite foundation at the drugstore more than this, and that's my L'Oreal True Match foundation, like the normal one. I haven't tried Lumi yet, but I do want to try Lumi. So I think the L'Oreal True Match is better than this, but I do like that this has skincare stuff in it, like to the brightening and the hyaluronic acid. So I don't know. It's kind of weird because it doesn't feel very moisturizing on my skin, to be honest, but yeah. So I don't know. I guess overall, if I was to give this a grade, I would give it like a 6 out of 10, like a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. Not bad, not my favorite, but doesn't break me out and definitely doesn't look bad on the face. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. If you were interested in trying this foundation, let me know in the comments if you have tried it. What are your thoughts about it? And if you're new to my channel, I hope you join me and subscribe and give this a thumbs up, because I would really appreciate your support. And yeah, that's really all I've got. So stay tuned for my next video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.